Welcome back. It's another beautiful day. It's actually cloudy today, and it reminds me of a favorite quote of mine from St. Francis. He said, "The weather is always nice, but in different ways." Sometimes I think about my life that way. Life can always be something beautiful, something to be appreciated. Even when it's dark and cloudy, we can appreciate it and have a little bit of faith that those clouds are going to break. So today I want to introduce another meditation to you, and I don't know what to call this one either. Maybe it's the Hallucination Meditation or the Reticular Activating System Overload Meditation, the RAS meditation. So you guys are going to have to let me know what we should call it. This meditation comes to us from Maxwell Cade. And it's something that we can do while we're walking around in the grocery store. That's the store I'm going to actually tell you about. It's something when we can do when we're at work, not while we're working with heavy machinery. So probably not something you want to do while you're driving down the road. But otherwise, it's a great walking meditation. And it's operating on the same principles that a lot of the other meditations that I introduce here work on, where we are working more with the right side of the brain, which is taking in everything simultaneously. So the left brain comes with its focus like this. It comes down to one point, one thing, one sequential item after another. So when I'm here presenting something to you, I try and present it in a manner which is very logical. But the right side of the brain is just, it's just really everywhere, and it takes in everything all at once. And so that's what we're going to do with this meditation. So as I mentioned, this meditation comes from Maxwell Cade. Maxwell Cade was a Zen master, and he was teaching meditation. He wanted a better way to teach. And so with a brilliant student of his, they developed the mind mirror, which showed multiple brain waves as they function simultaneously. So there's a lot of devices that measure brain waves, this brain wave and that brain wave, but there's not a lot of software that piles them up so you can see all of the brain waves simultaneously. And when you organize them, beta, alpha, theta, delta, when you organize them that way and you can see them on both the left and the right, you get a really interesting picture of the brain, or at least as much as we can ascertain from the brain through brain waves, because there's a lot going down deeper in the limbic brain that we can only get to through surgery. So we're probably not getting all of that information through brainwaves, but the mind mirror gives us the best hope for understanding anything about the brain. And so that's the technology that Maxwell Cade developed, and that his student Anna Wise then took to the next level. If you want to see where this lineage went, check out Judith Pennington. And she told me, if you guys are interested in getting a mind mirror, it's a computer program, and you hook up wires to your skull on the outside. You just stick them on your skull. So if you guys are interested in that, I love it. It's a beautiful technology. Mention my name, and she will give you a discount. It's a little expensive, but it's really cool stuff. So this meditation comes from Maxwell Cade. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is start taking in everything that's around you. So for me, I'm going to take in the bush, but not just the bush. I'm going to take in all the leaves of all of the bushes simultaneously. Whatever I hear birds, I hear a crow, I hear a plane way off in the distance. Sometimes I hear cars, I might hear some rustling over here. Whatever's going on, I'm going to try and take it all in, and don't lose all the leaves on the bushes. So I'm going to try and take in all of that at once. Now I'm going to take in the sensory perceptions of my body, what I feel, the shirt on my skin, the pants on my skin, everything that I feel internally. I'm going to try and hold all of those things simultaneously. So the bush, the noise, the sounds of the birds. Everything and everything. And you'll see that the left mind wants to collapse these things. It wants to bring them back into simplicity and efficiency. Okay, that's a bush. You don't need to separate all the colors of the leaves. You understand? That's the left brain trying to consolidate things. And I don't want to. I want to expand everything, take in everything at once. And it gives you a very expansive feeling very, very quickly. And I think you'll feel it. And so the story that I have for you was that I was actually doing this in Walmart. I was standing in line. I had to wait. And so while I was waiting, I thought, well, I'm going to practice this meditation. And so I started taking everything in. And Walmart is a very, very noisy place and a very colorful place. And I started taking in all of those colors and all of that noise. And to the end, I was bringing in to my awareness these pies. They were these pies for sale on the aisle next to me, and they were all different colors. So there was red, there was green, there was blue, and I was just taking those colors in. And this was the end of my list. I'd already taken in all of the noise and everybody doing everything. It was just overloading me. And I took in these pies, and at that point, I started to hallucinate with my breathing. So as I breathed in, the pie would expand, all of the pies. And as I breathed out, the pies would contract. And so the whole store started to expand and contract with my breathing. And it made me think of this quote, and I don't remember who said this, I just remember the quote, that the world is probably a lot more chaotic than we actually think. And so that's kind of the purpose of this meditation, is to get out of that left brain, get a little more into the right brain. And you can see it's very spatial and it's very inclusive. It's very expanding. So we're working with the spatial right hippocampus, and we are overloading the reticular activating system. And that's the filter, the subconscious filter. And our filter system is trying to get rid of things that we don't need to know so we can take in the things that we do want to know. And so we're kind of overloading that or bypassing that system so that we can really just take in life. Somebody asked me, what is the right brain like? And in life, if you were continuously in your right brain, you would become overloaded. And so it's not something that we would want continuously, necessarily. And Jill Taylor talks about this in her book, that, she had brain damage on the left side, temporary brain damage. And so she was only using the right brain, and she was continuously overloaded, couldn't have a conversation, would spend hours trying to decipher what's a few words that somebody had told her. And so this is why we have these two pieces of the brain. We have them both on purpose. And so it's not that one is evil and one is good. It's just that they are different. And wouldn't it be great to have access to both of them? So that's really what meditation and a spiritual life is all about, is gaining more access. But somebody asked me, what's the right brain like? And I thought it was a great question. And it's like when you go to see a sunset and the whole horizon catches on fire and it's just gloriously beautiful. And in that moment, you are in awe and rapture at the magnificence of it. And suddenly life feels great and everything has meaning, right? But if you watch 1,000 sunsets back to back, you'll become bored, because your left brain will take over. It'll say, well, that's a sunset, that's a sunset, that's a sunset. We've seen 1,000 sunsets. We know what this is. And so your left brain takes over and it turns it into a list item. You see, it encapsulates it, which is good in everyday life, but bad when you want to be in rapture of the horizon. And so if you're in the right brain, everything and everything is brand new, gloriously brand new. And so in this meditation, you can see we're heading in that direction. Everything is valuable. Everything is worthy of being taken in. Take it all in and see what happens. I don't know what will happen with you. I just shared an experience. I did hallucinate. The whole place was breathing with me. So it's very interesting. That's not to say that that's what happens every time, but it's the kind of experience that happens when I do this meditation. Very worthy of a try. I hope you love it, and let us know in the comments what happens with you, what experience you have. So just to let you know, as soon as you stop taking all of that in, it should all collapse right down. You're not going to have hallucinations all day, or it's nothing like that. It's just a temporary thing. While you're in the meditation, you may notice things like I mentioned. So I hope you love it. If you did, hit that bell down there so you get notified next time I come around, and I can see you guys again. Take care.